When did you actually go on Ancestry.com?
About a year ago, I decided I wanted to go on just to really see my nationality. Although I have a blood disorder, thalassemia, anemia, so we knew that it had to be Italian.
Yeah.
But this all really started at Walgreens while we were waiting to get our Christmas card printed years ago. And while we were waiting, there was a woman in the back of the counter, and she was on the phone speaking Italian. And so as I was waiting, you know me, I'm talking to everybody, and I said, "Hey," I says, "are you Italian?" And she goes, "There's no such thing as Italian." And I was like, "What?" I go, "I'm 100% Italian. My mother's Italian, my father's Italian. What are you talking about? Grandfather from Italy?" She goes, "We're European." She goes, "Nobody is 100% Italian." So that stuck in my mind for years and years and years. And
I never knew that.
I couldn't get it out of my head. And every now and then I'd see this Ancestry.com pop up. And one day I said, "You know what? I'm going to do the DNA test because I think I'm 100% Italian, and I'm going to prove it to myself and nobody else."
I met Dotti. She was 39 years old, but always wanted to know her history. I came in as an intelligent lawyer, and I was going to find out, in a couple of days, I was going to find out the whole history. Well, it took 30 more years.
The pieces didn't come together until we received a letter from the New York State Department of Adoption the very next day after I contacted you, saying that I was born in the Bronx, my mother was 36, she had 3 children prior to my birth. And a normal birth, and no other information, and all records were sealed. And when I shared that information with you, you went back and asked your mother, your uncle, and that's when you came to me and said, "I have some promising news for you. I don't think you're my cousin. I think you're my aunt."
That was a crazy day.
You have no idea how crazy.
Well, tell me about it.
Well, first of all, I never stopped crying. And you know, when we spoke on the phone, I cried all through that conversation because I just couldn't get myself together. I was walking into walls. I didn't know what to think. I still don't know what to think. I kept saying it was a Christmas Hanukkah miracle all at once.
Oh, I'm sorry. She was watching a show on TV. She had forgotten all about Ancestry.com. She's watching a show on TV where they're advertising it. She says, "You know what, I ought to go check." And she checked, and your DNA came up as a potential cousin. So she called you, or you called her. I don't know what happened. I wasn't a party to it. But one of you said to the other, "We each don't have any information, so we can't help each other." The very next day, 10 months later, having completely forgotten about the application to New York State, we get a letter from them. I think Dotti then called you or emailed you and said, "You know, I have some more information, maybe it will be helpful." I think you originally thought that she was possibly a cousin. Now I'm assuming you took that information and went to your mother with it. And you came back maybe the next day and said, "You know, I have some promising news. You're not my cousin, you're probably my aunt." But she actually blew everybody away.
Well, tell me about that. What do you mean by blown away? Like,
oh, well, you know, you have to. I don't have the vocabulary to express what I saw.
Yeah.
This is somebody who, for her whole life, wanted to know what her roots were. She loved her adoptive parents.
Of course.
Loved the family, but there was always this desire to know your roots. It must be just human nature.
Right.
And when she identified her root, it was just mind-boggling. As I recall, you were going to put off talking to her to the next day or something, and one of you said to the other, "Let's talk now." Maybe I'm wrong, I don't remember.
No, you're 100% right.
And so here she's sitting on a bed in the bedroom, talking to you. I think she got all prepared with a wine. I'm not sure if she had the wine. She's ready to talk. She knew this was going to be a heavy conversation. And you told her, whatever you told her, I wasn't a party to it, but I'm standing there. And she's talking to you, and I see tears coming to her eyes. And she was getting a little upset. It wasn't a bad upset, but it was just upset. And I said to her while she was on the phone, I said, "You know, maybe you better get off the phone, talk to him tomorrow." She says, "No, I want to talk now." And of course, you know what the conversation was better than I do. And she queried you on whatever she asked you. I don't remember. You gave her the answers you gave her. And it looked pretty promising that this was true. And I think she had a conversation with you about family illness. She says, well, I got this crazy thing, this thalassemia anemia. Anybody in your family have it? And I think you said, yeah, everybody, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was sort of the icing on the cake, the thalassemia.
That's funny.
But no, the ages coincide, everything coincided.
Right.
And that's really what happened.
Cool.
So,
Well, it was funny. Carl was saying that, like, I'm sitting in the chair where I could see the driveway here, and I was interviewing Dotti when you guys pulled up. Dotti ran out of the room, so he said to me, he goes, I've never seen her do that ever before. She is so excited to meet you guys. And then when I got up and Heather she says, where's Dotti? She was already out the door at the car. So she was very excited.
The first one out there, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And it felt like for me, because of the internet contact, I think I had 2 or 3 phone conversations. And, well, you know, I do better with phone than I do with the writing thing, you know.
Yeah.
And it was a nice connection. It was very nice, you know. And it didn't give a whole lot of information, but a little bit. And because of that, I mean, I felt like we were never separated.
Mila's excited.
I was excited. Okay, so how's today going?
This is so much fun.
Oh my
I
God.
can't believe it. It's as excited as I was. I couldn't have imagined how amazing it was going to be. This has been a lot of fun.
So what's fun about it, though? Like, you know, give me some details about it. Like, fun sounds nice, and I agree with you, but, like, give me the details.
Okay, well, first of all, you know how competitive I am. So I was the first one to hug the famous Dotti.
You were first. That's right.
I was first.
I think I was the last
hug.
one today. I think I didn't even get the top 3. You know.
No, I think you got the second. She
Oh,
hugged
I did.
you
Okay.
second.
I think
yeah.
Uncle Carl and I hugged first. So I got Uncle Carl. We hugged first.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, it was just, you know what, it was, I am not even a blood relative, but I can't imagine, I mean, it doesn't matter, you know? Like, I like Italian food, so I'm connected. So I decided that I'm part of the family.
You are.
And if I'm not, I really, really want to be.
Well, how's the conversations going in there?
Very lively. I don't know if you can hear it all, but there's been a lot of laughter and a lot of fun, a lot of stuff going on out there. No matter who's out there, it's been a lively conversation.
And it's crazy. People meeting themselves for the first time, but yet there's that instant connection, right?
Exactly. I'm sure you've been hearing people say that because that's what we've all been saying out there is that we just feel like it just fits. It's just,
right.
It's amazing how much she just kind of melds into the rest of the group. It's awesome.
Right. And everyone looks happy.
Definitely.
Carl made a funny statement. He said, you know, we've been here for an hour and a half and we haven't had a family squabble yet. So he said, that's good. That's good.
I don't know. You got to have the family squabble. Otherwise, it's not official, right?
Sooner or later, then you know you're really family, you know. So anything else that you want to share? I mean, you've been through this journey with me and them, you know, like right from the start. I mean, tell them about the instigation of the conversation when we were texting back and forth that night.
Yeah, so that was really fun. So the first night when you got the answer back on Ancestry.com, and you and Dotti were emailing back and forth or texting, I can't recall which, but in any case, communicating back and forth in writing. And then it was like 10 o'clock at night, and then I said, well, we're all awake. Why don't we just call her? You know, so then we called her, and she's crying on the phone, and, you know, it just was so much fun to discover each other, and her level of excitement was just amazing. And I'll say that, you know, there's this level of skepticism when we first approach this to say, is this for real? You know, and then, you know, the whole connection, you asked her a question where you said, do you have any medical things? And she said, I have thalassemia. And then I was like, you had me at thalassemia because everybody in the family has thalassemia. I don't know anybody else in the world that has it. And she had thalassemia. So I was like, you know what? There's no joke here. This woman is related. So it was a fun night.
So how's the day going so far?
It's fabulous. I found my baby sister. I cannot believe all these years she's in my heart and in my mind. And today we found her.
In your perspective, you know?
I could see that she's family. I could see her energy is high like ours. She's a good soul like Deary. And she was on my mind all these years, and different things I did think about her, I knew about her. Never in my life did I ever think this day would come, but so happy.
Good, good. What do you think's next?
I think we're going to be sisters.
That's fantastic. On the premise, here she is for the first time making an entrance as apologetic. She's never been one before. She's always been. Interviewing everyone and even getting some of the off the camera interviews, it's been a complete blessing to hear their stories. It really is miraculous. It's made a difference to everybody in our family, and we can't wait to share it with others. The reason why we want to do this tape is because we want to spark up the rest of the people that couldn't be here today and let them know that they are included. And it's been amazing to see, oh, Milo had something to say, but it was amazing to see the instant connection. And you just to see the instant connection was just fascinating.